Hello everybody, Silent Deviant here. So this is the third time that I am recording this video because I had completely forgotten about the point of the vlog in the fucking first place when I started recording the first two times. So, one of the things that I had noticed on my channel recently, and I don't know what the sudden influx of popularity was entirely for it, and I don't really care, but it was cool and it was enjoyable to actually see this trend, and I'm going to respond to it accordingly, because not really much happens on my channel, and that's okay. But I had realized that my Starbound video kind of just blew up in popularity over the last video. It was revisiting Starbound in 2019. I don't know what the hell happened, if this was just a suggested video, or whatever the case is, but I suddenly got a bunch of comments on it about people talking about the video in itself. And it's great! I'm seeing like a little small community of Starbounders that are on that video and talking about like my review on it and whether or not that they wanted to see in a Let's Play about it. And I will absolutely be doing a Let's Play on this. This is the general gist that I wanted to get across on this video right here. I will be doing a Let's Play on Starbound, 100%. It will be a frackin' universe modded thing. I'm gonna just go ahead and flash my mods eventually when I do the video for it, and I'll show you everything that I have for it. But I have a couple of music mods going on right now. Frackin' universe, I got frackin' races, or whatever the hell that it's called, for being able to use different races. And I'll probably be running with a Kitsune character, just because I like the Kitsune race the way that they have them right there. And anybody who has ever seen anything in past videos, I might have mentioned at one point or another my supreme love for foxes. If I haven't, then I'll put that one out there right now. I love it. I absolutely have loved the idea of foxes, especially with like the Shinto Kitsune shits. And just like the whole entire backstory behind that stuff in their religion was always pretty badass to me. But anyway, going back to the point of this here, I will be doing a Starbound Let's Play, but not until tomorrow, so I wanted to just put something up here telling people to look forward to that. I will be having my first video for it either up tomorrow or the day after. I will definitely be doing recordings for it tomorrow, and it will be a modded server as well, not vanilla. And just, again, going back over to, like, that video, I would like to actually know, for if any of you are watching this video that had commented on that, like, did you look for my video? Did you look for something right there? Or did it just pop up suddenly and just bloom in popularity? I would literally just, I would like to know that. I've been trying to grow this channel for a while. I am not overly a sellout, and I don't want to talk about this for, like, an age either, because nobody fucking gives a hell about me talking about, like, my analytics. I'm genuinely curious about it. So, yeah, just let me know how you stumbled on the video if you're here. But moving on to the next thing as well, every Sunday I always do a vlog where I am apologizing about not putting content up, and I'm not doing that this time. Instead, we're going to turn this into something else. What have I been using the time that I haven't been doing for recordings for? Other than gaming, after I completely lose my motivation for doing things when I walk in the door, because I always, like, start out of the day, I'm, like, hyped when I go into work and shit, and I'm like, oh, awesome, I got great ideas to be able to do for this video. I'm going to talk about this story on the Silent Sanctuary. I'm going to do some stuff with music, or whatever the fucking case is, or another Let's Play, or another idea of some kind, and just, this is how my brain works. I come up with like 15 ideas throughout the course of the day while my brain is dormant and doing something completely different because I am bored out of my fucking goddamn ADHD mind, and then I immediately get home, sit on this chair, and then all of that motivation flies out of my brain and into the backyard somewhere, out my window. So, yeah, that's usually what happens, and then I'll play a game. Or, I'll watch anime. No, I've completed 3 animes recently, and I'm going to talk about each of them very briefly, and whether or not that I think that you guys should watch them, which is pretty fucking badass. I liked all 3 of them incredibly. I usually am very picky with anime, and all the time I have like a hype where I complete an anime and I'm really wanting to talk about it and shit like that, and then it fades afterwards and I realize it wasn't as good as I thought it was when the hype fades. It's just always the thing, and I think a lot of people that really enjoy anime just do that in general for some reason. It just seems like a really noticeable thing with anime people. But of the 3 that I completed, Be the Beginning, this one is on Netflix. You can find it there. It is a dub, and I don't think there is a sub for it, but I watched a dub. It was a pretty decent dub, too, a really good one. but it is more of like a crime drama. I started watching it because I thought it was going to be like a horror anime about like serial killers, or a serial killer, rather, is how they explain it. So kind of like a Dexter concept, but the way that the show shows, like, the perspective of it, it's more from, like, the police. So it's really more like NCIS or Criminal Minds, the way that it plays out. And it's a very mystery-driven show that dips into a lot of paranormal aspects. And the story is pretty well done in it. You will not know a lot about what's going on until about halfway through the show when they plot dump you, though. I'm not a big fan of plot dump, but it was okay in this show. It was completely intentional. They did it really well with the stuff that they didn't expose you to in the show, because they want you to go back and watch it over again and pick up the things that they're saying that don't make sense. Like, I remember particularly in, like, the third episode or the fourth episode or something, there's a character that starts spouting out, it sounds like weird, like, Bible verses and shit like that kind of stuff. Like, something that a preacher or a cultist would say when they're just completely possessed and just spouting shit at you, and you have no idea what the fuck she's saying for, like, 5 minutes of the episode. But it makes perfect sense when you've already seen through it and you know what she's talking about, what the story is to the show. So, like I said, it's just very well done, and if you are, like, if you watch a lot of mystery stuff, or if you've done, like, Danganronpa games, or anything like that where you're really good at, like, calling what's coming up, like, it's not going to be super hard to guess what's happening in the show before it happens. So it's not going to catch you off guard, it's not going to make you fly off your seat like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming, but it was well done. It was very well done, be the beginning. The other one that I have seen is No Game, No Life. This is probably one of my, like, favorite shows I've seen of recent dates, just because the two siblings, the main characters of that show, are incredibly similar to me and my sister. Just anime style. Like, they can't even be apart from each other, and me and my sister are incredibly close. 9 times out of 10 when I'm doing videos, she's on the futon behind me. The only reason she's not there right fucking now is because she's out hanging out with a buddy of mine, and I'm being a lazy prick that wants to sit at home. So, that's that. But it is a very well done show as well. I can't say, like, it's, I don't know, it's, when I say something is really well done, there's obviously, like, a bit of bias to it, because I liked it. I don't know a whole lot I don't want to, like, dissect it and see what things that people wouldn't like about it, but, like, if you're a gamer, essentially, you're obviously going to love this. This show is geared towards gamers, and the concept of, like, a game beating you, and then it's like, or a person beating you in a game, rather, and then having that ability to want to get back up and I can't wait to challenge you again and beat your ass. Just typical gamer mentality shit. The people who play Dark Souls games are very familiar with the I will not be defeated bullshit with gaming. So it just taps into that usual cliche, and again, like, there's just a lot of cliches in the show in general anyway, but that's kind of what anime is about, no? It's cliches and it's usual tropes and things that you see all the time across anime. And it's just very decently done. Like, the plot of the show, essentially, if you are not aware of it, is the two siblings at the beginning of the show get transported to an entirely different world, and they're incredibly bored in our world that we are in right now. This one, obviously, like Earth, our actual real life. They're very bored with it because it's just, life sucks, it's boring, it's shitty, you have to do a job to pay your way to not, you know, be out on the street and all that other stuff, but they just want to game and have fun, essentially. Don't we all? And they get transported to another world where everything is essentially decided by games. You challenge people to games, to even down to figuring out who your next king would be, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, everything is decided by a game of some sort, and it's meant to be broad that way, because, like, just about anything can be a game, the way that it is taken care of in that universe. Is like, there's no war, there's no bloodshed, just games. There's, like, 16 races that are all battling for power, and essentially they're trying to go to every one of these kingdoms, beat everybody to be able to challenge the god of that world again. And it's just, like, a really decent plot and just straightforward goal established at the very start of the show. And I appreciate anything where it is just very solid and concrete of, this is what needs to be done, this is what we want to do, this is how it's going to happen. Let's throw in some random bullshit. You want cat girls, we got it. Let's throw some angel ladies and stuff at you. Like, it's cool, and the characters are pretty decently well done, so a lot of slice-of-lifey shit there. And speaking of slice of life, let's go on to our third thing that I have just recently finished like 30 minutes ago, which is quintessential quintuplets. This show is not overly unique, honestly. I'll just be straightforward with you. This one is on Crunchyroll, and I think Verve. I watched only a sub version of it. I don't know if a dub exists, but it was just a very classic slice-of-life high school anime trope. Typical anime protagonist bumps into a girl, and they get into, I don't know, it's made to be like a big falling out kind of thing, but it's really not. It's just like a bunch of usual anime cliche misunderstandings and shit. Turns out the girl is like really rich, and he's really not. And he's really smart at school, and she's not, and she needed a mentor on top of her 4 other siblings, which are the quintuplets in question. And he winds up mentoring these 5 girls that are all incredibly fucking different from each other, but very similar because they're sisters. Just another anime trope between siblings as well that is thrown in there. They all have like a slightly different thing that they're really good at, and they just suck at everything else. It's just hilarious to see how the characters all kind of just like work together, but they're all like fucking hopeless on their own, and it's so goddamn funny. The main crux of the show too is he's supposed to marry one of these 5 girls. It's just like a fated thing where he's going to marry one of them, and you don't know who it is. So you kind of just like pick a favorite of the 5 and just, again, usual slice of life, pick your waifu character kind of fucking thing. It's pretty neat. I feel like it would make a really great fucking visual novel / dating sim over anything else, but I liked it. It was very cute. It was nice to see the characters roll out. Obviously, Miku is the best of the 5 and my personal favorite, though, for anybody who has seen the show. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave everything on there, guys, so Godspeed to you if you would watch the whole entire vlog. I wanted to put everything at the beginning that was important, and yeah, thank you for sitting with me and ranting while I was ranting that whole entire time, assuming that you did. So, take it easy, guys.